I'm Ashira. Welcome back to the Kosher Convert. Today we're continuing our Pesach series with homemade mayonnaise. Now you're probably wondering, with all the craziness of Pesach, why not just run to the store and buy a jar of mayo? Well, it turns out that mayonnaise and a lot of processed foods that are kosher for Pesach are made with cottonseed oil. I was actually at the store yesterday and the entire cooking oil section was cottonseed oil. Now this happens because the oils that we use during the rest of the year are mostly kitnious, and so cottonseed oil is a popular substitute. The problem is it's a really unhealthy oil and you should try to avoid it whenever you can. I actually couldn't find any mayonnaise that was kosher for Pesach that didn't have cottonseed oil, so I thought I'd show you how to make your own. The ingredients for our mayonnaise are 3/4 of a cup of walnut oil, 1 raw egg yolk, and of course, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you've checked for blood spots. We have a little spice mix here. It's 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. And then we have 1/2 teaspoon of white wine vinegar, 1 teaspoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and the secret to making a great mayonnaise is 1 teaspoon of water. Of course, the first thing to mention is that we're obviously using a raw egg yolk, which means that if you're going to be serving this to pregnant women or older people, young children, or anybody who has a compromised immune system, if you want to be completely safe, then you might want to consider using pasteurized eggs. Mayonnaise is an emulsion. Now, an emulsion is basically a mixture of two liquids that are normally not mixable. Egg yolks have a compound called lecithin. Lecithin is soluble in both fat and water, and so the lecithin helps the two liquids come together and stay together. Now, I know that a lot of people have this image of homemade mayonnaise as just a big mess of eggs floating in oil, and that happens when you have an emulsion that breaks. The key to getting a stable emulsion is to have the molecules of one liquid evenly dispersed in the other liquid. Now we're doing two things today to make sure that our emulsion is stable. The first thing is we're adding that 1 teaspoon of water, and that's going to really help the egg yolk open up so that that emulsion will be really stable. And the other thing is we're mixing by hand. Now it takes a little bit of work, but there are a couple of advantages. First of all, we're more likely to have a stable emulsion, and most people don't have kosher for-Pesach food processors. The first step is to add everything except the oil to the egg yolk. Sugar, salt, and onion powder, white wine vinegar, lemon juice, and then our secret ingredient is 1 teaspoon of water. And then just start by whisking all of that together until you get a nice mix. It's going to be kind of bright yellow, and it'll probably take about 30 seconds of whisking. Okay, it looks like we have a nice mix here. So now it's time to start adding the oil. Now, the trick to making the emulsion stable is to start adding the oil just a tiny bit at a time using a 1/4 teaspoon measure. Okay, so once we get to this point, you can see that you have a nice stable emulsion. We've put in about a 1/4 cup of the oil, and so now it's probably safe to add it a little bit faster. Okay, there you go. All of the oil is worked in. You can see it's nice and thick and fluffy and light in color. So this is what you end up with. It's a beautiful, stable emulsion, and it tastes a lot better, and it's a lot healthier than anything you could get at the grocery store. Now, the reason that I chose to use a walnut oil is because walnut's a really healthy oil, but it also gives it a nice kind of nutty flavor. I've done it before with extra virgin olive oil, and I feel like it goes a little bit bitter. So, you know, you could use olive oil or grapeseed, but I really do kind of like walnut the best. You should probably leave it room temperature for about an hour and then cover it and store it in the fridge for up to a week. As always, recipes and other information will be on our website, thekosherconvert.com, and you can find us on our Facebook page. B'teavon.